But yeah, thank you so much for taking time out. We're obviously here to talk about Primitive War. I guess, the first question, what was it about, the script that made you want to get involved with it?
It was just intriguing in the authenticity of the Vietnam War era. R-rated, wasn't afraid to be authentic to the times, and then suddenly dinosaurs are involved, and the timelines are all mixed up, and I just thought it was wildly ambitious and could go horribly wrong. So I love a good high level of difficulty. That's fun. Um, I'm playing this kind of Southern colonel, and in the spirit of the actors in the UK who really like to mix it up. Um, I just had never played a guy like that before. I mean, he's a bit of a delusional lunatic, I guess, not unlike Ari Gold, but he's a military man from down south. Um, So it's definitely a guy that I haven't played before, and I just had a lot of fun.
Hmm. Because Primitive War, it blends action, sci-fi, prehistoric elements. How do you prepare for a project like that?
There's a great book that it was based on. I've been lucky enough to train with the military before for Black Hawk Down. There's about 75 actors and bad haircuts that we were stationed in Morocco with a very little known actor named Tom Hardy. Um,
What happened to him?
yeah, exactly. Um, lots of great actors in that movie. I remember walking over to Ridley Scott and finally getting my moment because there's we all wanted our moment. There was just too many of us. It was a big, brilliant film, and he's a genius. And I went over to him, and I was, a young actor, and I attempted to suggest something to him. I said, "Is there any way I could?" And he said, "I have the entire movie shot and edited right here." And he walked away. And I was like, "How was I? It's over. Film is edited. It's done." So there was no suggesting or talking to him. And he's one of the greats, and that's why he's one of the greats. Luke Sparks, who directed this, he's just a scrapper. We shot. It's an independent movie that is going up against Jurassic Park, and it's a fraction of the budget. And when I say that, that's even being kind. And I hope it's the wave of the future in the way that you can make big, really well made, accessible, good films for a cost. You don't have to just throw tons of money at it. Um, and it's just he's incredibly inventive, and this is what you get. And it's hard to lose when you do something like this. I mean, here we are. It's a tribute to the film, and the fact that none of us gave up. That we're going overseas, putting it in theaters. In theaters here, we were supposed to be up for a week. It ended up being 5 weeks. So it's you can't give up, and you can play the victim and say the system's broken, or you can get after it, and the people will respond. They hadn't seen an R-rated dinosaur movie like this, so people are talking, and it's we're proud of that.
And the dinosaurs are more historically accurate as well. They've got like the feathers on them, which is obviously something that has come out since the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I mean, he really wanted to get it right. Um, there hasn't been a film like this where you're taking two different genres and throwing them together, and uh, I just love everything about this film, and especially now, it's just really great escapism. Um, I was talking to some friends the other day, and they said, "Yeah, we just started episode season 27 of Special Victims Unit SVU." I said, "You started season 27?" And they said, "Yeah, we were online. We couldn't find anything else to watch." couldn't find anything else to watch. So you started season 27. Okay, there you have it. And I think this is one of those cases where, at a time when you can't really rely on much, this is solid. The people have spoken about this one, and it's great escapism. So it's exactly what you need for the holidays.
And as somebody that will never go to Australia, because she's a massive arachnophobe, what was it like shooting over there?
It was incredible, to be honest. Like we shot it in an area called the Gold Coast, and it reminds me of like a bigger, more lush version of Miami. And Miami has beautiful beaches. These beaches are even bigger. Water is warmer. People are decent, friendly. Um, it's just less stress. It's an incredible quality of life. The terrain there is perfect to film. I mean, uh, it does kind of. I know that they shot a lot of Jurassic Park in Kauai, which is the oldest Hawaiian island, which I've been to many times, and that's also another incredibly stunning place. But this rivals it in terms of it does. It's a great double for Vietnam in certain areas. Um, and I just had an incredible time. It was hard to leave, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I think you're working with Luke again, aren't you, on Occupation Rainfall too? What is it about him that you enjoy working with so much?
Wait, sorry, say that again?
I think IMDb lists you as being involved in his sequel to Occupation Rainfall.
Yeah. Um, I just love working with him. He's someone there's something very authentic about him and his love for movies. Um, I think he was even named after Luke Skywalker, which would make all the sense in the world. He's a real film geek and he appreciates it. And he was very transparent in saying, like, why did he hire this particular cast and the three leads, Ryan and Trisha and myself, like, he said, he loves some of the stuff that we've been in. He grew up binging Entourage and True Blood and Battlestar Galactica, and he trusts us as performers. And a lot of people are playing it cool, and they would never say that. But he's just like, yeah, I love your work. And then when you go to work for him, he knows exactly what he wants, and he gets after it. And incredibly creative. No one's doing studio size films on a tiny budget like that, and it takes a lot to be able to figure that out. So he's very crafty, or as you guys call it, clever.
And I mean, as a massive fan of Entourage, I mean, I think it's legitimately the show that I have rewatched more than any others. I mean, I'm probably into double digits. I can't not talk to you about the show and Ari Gold. What is it like having a character like Ari on your CV and how was it to spend those years with him?
uh it was beautifully exhausting. It's funny. I don't know any other way than to fully commit to a character. Um, and that character in particular was a true gift. But there's no other way to play Ari than just to fully emotionally commit to him. So it was unbelievable. It was really exhausting in the best way possible, and just a lot of fun. And I was mixing up a lot of different forms and chewing up the scenery and getting away with it. And I think that character is, to be honest with you, almost more loved in the UK than anywhere else. I think because Ari was always taking the piss, and I think that the UK really identifies with that. So, and they're always usually very disappointed when they see that my energy is different than Ari's. You know, they want me to scream at them and um, but at the same time, there's an emotional intelligence about the UK that is pretty rare in the way that because they understand as a culture, you guys have to go through all the rites of passages with acting and go to drama school or take it very seriously. And there's a lot of tough love in the UK, so that when they see me, they know, okay, this guy's an actor. This is a fictional character. And in the States, they have a hard time separating the two.
Right. Yeah. But like I say, Ari is just, I mean, he is gold. It's in his name. And obviously going back to, what would he do with Primitive War? That comes across, Ari's studio desk. Is he gonna greenlight it?
I think he would. That's a good question because he was, an agent, and now he would be probably running a studio, or because it's based on Ari Emanuel. Ari Emanuel is uh, one of the most kind of prolific agents in the history of the game, and right now he's buying up companies, and uh, UFC, WWE, and AMG. It's a sports management company. So he probably it would be logical that if there was a reboot, he would be running things and probably would greenlight something like this because he's smart enough to know, okay, these are genres that people love, and you put them together, and that's fresh, and that's a big, bold concept, and so he probably would be behind it.
Nice. And Primitive War, it is based on a book series. You hopeful that given how popular this one has been, that maybe you guys get to go back and make the next one.
Yeah, I mean, Luke actually has hinted about a sequel, and I don't know why not, because it's also set up perfectly for a sequel. I won't give away the ending, but um, it's something that could very much continue on. The book was incredibly inventive, uh, and there's more. So yeah, I think it would be really fun to continue the journey. And also just selfishly with Jericho, with my character, it's just really fun to play a guy that really believes he's seen it all. He's a cagey veteran of war, and then when he comes face to face with these dinosaurs, he's never seen anything like it. That's really fun to see that, to play that, and to see that. And there's a lot more where that came from. So I think he's already started in on a sequel, and yeah, I think that also the people have spoken. If you see it, people are really responding to it.
Yeah. And finally, where else can people find you? What else have you got lined up at the moment?
I'm on tour with my stand up, and I'm trying to find a way to get back to the UK. To be honest, I want to do the UK and Ireland, and travel all through there because there's some of the best audiences out there. People take their comedy very seriously, and it's an honor to be able to make them laugh. And Australia is where I have my best shows. They're right there with me with all my stuff. As you can see behind me, I've got the performance which I've been working on for over a decade, and most of the cast surrounding me, Robert Carlyle and Mamie McCoy, and the rest of my cast are all from the UK. And I play a Jewish tap dancer that hides his identity and dances for Hitler in 1937. And I started that project 15 years ago. Um, just because I wanted to see how long, it takes to make a film and just torture myself. No, it's definitely the best work of my life, and it'll be out next year, and I can't wait to get back there. And I have a lot of beautiful memories of being out there at Pineapple Studios and humiliating myself in tap dancing classes with children. So I'm excited to get that film out, and a bunch of other indies that I've done. That you never. That's the fun thing about these movies. You never know, when they're going to come out. But it's really great to just be working, and no matter what, you can all get together and make a film, and you never know where it's going to go.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing what you do next.
Thank you for your time.